In the heart of ancient Jerusalem, King Solomon stood on the balcony of his grand palace, overlooking the vast city that he ruled with unparalleled wisdom and justice. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the majestic temple he was constructing, a sanctuary destined to house the Ark of the Covenant, a symbol of divine presence among the people of Israel. Solomon, the son of King David, was renowned far and wide for his sagacity and discerning judgments. His wisdom was a gift from God, bestowed upon him after a humble prayer requesting understanding and a discerning heart to govern his people. This divine wisdom attracted not only admiration from his subjects, but also visitors from distant lands, eager to witness his judgments and learn from his teachings. One evening, as Solomon pondered the progress of the temple, he was approached by the chief architect, Hiram of Tyre. Hiram was a skilled artisan and a loyal ally, instrumental in the construction of the grand edifice. "Your Majesty," Hiram said with a respectful bow, "there is a troubling matter that requires your immediate attention. A young master mason named Beniah has been plagued by a mysterious force that drains his strength and spirit. He claims it is a demon." Solomon, ever attentive to the well-being of his people and the sacred task of building the temple, felt a deep sense of concern. "Bring Beniah to me," he commanded. The young mason, weary and pale, was swiftly brought before the king. His eyes were hollow with exhaustion, a stark contrast to the vibrant life he once radiated. "My king," Beniah said, bowing deeply, "each night as I sleep, a demon named Ornias visits me. He steals my vitality, leaving me weak and unable to perform my duties. I fear I cannot continue my work on the temple." Solomon, known for his wisdom and divine connection, decided to seek guidance through prayer. That night, as he knelt in supplication, an angel of the Lord appeared to him. The angel's presence filled the chamber with a radiant light, and in his hand, he held a golden ring adorned with a celestial seal. "Solomon," the angel said in a voice that resonated with divine authority, "with this ring, you shall have dominion over the demons. Command them to serve you in the building of the temple, for this is the will of the Almighty." Accepting the ring with reverence, Solomon felt its power surge through him. He understood that this divine gift was both a responsibility and a tool to achieve the sacred task set before him. The following day, armed with the ring, Solomon summoned Ornias, the demon who tormented Beniah. Bound by the power of the ring, Ornias appeared before the king, his dark form struggling against the chains of light that held him. "Why do you torment this man?" Solomon demanded, his voice imbued with the authority of his divine mandate. Ornias, though a creature of shadows, was compelled to speak the truth. "I am driven by envy and malice, O king. Yet with your ring, I am bound to obey." Seeing an opportunity to turn darkness into light, Solomon commanded Ornias to aid in the construction of the temple. The demon, unable to resist the ring's power, reluctantly agreed. His supernatural strength was put to use, carrying massive stones and performing tasks that no human could achieve. Thus, the first of many encounters with the demonic realm began. Solomon's wisdom and the divine ring would lead to the subjugation of countless other demons, each with unique powers and stories. These encounters were meticulously documented by the wise king, forming the foundation of the Testament of Solomon, a powerful manuscript detailing the hierarchy and abilities of the demonic realm, as well as the means to control them. As the construction of the temple continued, Solomon's dominion over the demons grew, and his legend spread far and wide. The golden ring, a symbol of divine favor and wisdom, remained close to him, a reminder of the thin veil between the mortal world and the supernatural forces that lurked beyond. Ornias was the first demon Solomon encountered, a tormentor of Beniah, the master mason. Bound by the power of the ring, Ornias appeared before Solomon, his dark form subdued by the celestial chains. Solomon demanded to know why Ornias tormented Beniah. "I am driven by envy and malice, O king," Ornias confessed. "I take pleasure in causing suffering to those who labor for good." Solomon, ever wise and just, saw the potential to turn Ornias's destructive energy into something beneficial. He commanded Ornias to aid in the construction of the temple. Ornias, unable to resist, used his supernatural strength to quarry and transport massive stones, performing tasks that no human could achieve. Through this act, Ornias's power was harnessed for the divine purpose of building the temple. Next, Solomon summoned Beelzebul, the chief of demons. Beelzebul stood before the king, bound by the ring's power, his once mighty presence diminished. "Who are you and what is your purpose?" Solomon asked. Beelzebul, though prideful, was compelled to answer. I am Beelzebul, the prince of demons. I was cast out from heaven for my rebellion and now rule over other demons. My power lies in causing deceit and corruption among men. Solomon, recognizing the danger and potential of Beelzebul's influence, commanded him to reveal the secrets of the demonic hierarchy and their weaknesses. Beelzebul, bound by the ring, provided invaluable insights into the nature and structure of the demonic realm. Solomon documented these revelations meticulously, adding to his growing wisdom and knowledge. Asmodeus, the demon known for his influence over love and desire, was summoned next. His presence was both alluring and dangerous, capable of inciting lust and jealousy. Reveal your nature and your power, Solomon commanded. Asmodeus, though reluctant, confessed, I am Asmodeus, the demon of lust. I cause men and women to fall into sinful desires and destroy their purity. Solomon, understanding the destructive potential of Asmodeus, bound him with the ring and commanded him to use his skills for the beautification of the temple. Asmodeus was tasked with carving intricate designs and ensuring the aesthetic perfection of the sacred edifice. His powers, redirected towards a holy purpose, added to the temple's splendor. Abizithibad, a demon who claimed to have been present at the Tower of Babel, was summoned by Solomon. His knowledge of ancient construction was unparalleled, though his intent was malevolent. Speak of your deeds and your abilities, Solomon ordered. Abizithibad replied, I caused confusion among the builders at Babel, leading to their downfall. My power lies in disrupting and confusing the minds of men. Solomon, seeing the potential to turn Abizithibad's knowledge to good use, bound him and commanded him to assist in solving architectural challenges in the temple. Abizithibad, unable to resist, provided insights and techniques that greatly advanced the construction, ensuring its success. Ornias, a female demon with the body of a beautiful woman and the legs of a mule, was known for her seductive and deceitful nature. Solomon summoned her to learn about her powers. Reveal your true form and nature, Solomon demanded. Ornias, bound by the ring, transformed and spoke. I am Ornias. I seduce and lead men astray, causing them to forsake their duties and fall into ruin. Solomon, recognizing the danger of her influence, bound her and commanded her to weave exquisite tapestries for the temple. Her skills in seduction were redirected into the creation of beautiful and intricate artworks, adding to the temple's beauty and sanctity. Lix Tetrax, a demon of the winds, was known for causing destructive storms. Solomon summoned him to learn about his powers and purpose. Speak of your nature and your deeds, Solomon commanded. Lix Tetrax, bound by the ring, replied, I am Lix Tetrax, the demon of the winds. I cause storms and tempests, bringing destruction wherever I go. Solomon, understanding the potential to harness such power, bound Lix Tetrax and commanded him to clear debris and manage the climate around the construction site. Lix Tetrax's destructive abilities were transformed into a force for good, ensuring smooth progress on the temple. Ephippus, a demon of the sea, was known for his ability to control water. Solomon summoned him to understand his powers and purpose. Reveal your nature and abilities, Solomon ordered. Ephippus, bound by the ring, responded, I am Ephippus, the demon of the sea. I control the waters and can cause floods and droughts at will. Solomon, recognizing the value of such power, bound Ephippus and commanded him to create a system of aqueducts that supplied fresh water to the temple. Ephippus's powers were used to benefit the construction, showcasing the demon's abilities in a beneficial manner. These encounters not only showcased Solomon's wisdom and authority, but also added to his growing understanding of the demonic realm. Solomon continued to document each demon, with their unique powers and stories in his manuscript, forming the foundation of the Testament of Solomon. This manuscript became a powerful text detailing the hierarchy and abilities of the demonic realm, as well as the means to control them. As the sun rose over the city of Jerusalem, Solomon stood on a hill overlooking the site where the grand temple of the Lord would soon stand. His vision was clear, but the task ahead was monumental. The labor required was beyond the capabilities of mortal men alone. Solomon knew he would need the extraordinary powers of the demons he had bound to his will. Solomon summoned the demons, each bound by his ring of power, and assigned them specific roles based on their unique abilities. Ornias, the demon of fire, was tasked with forging and shaping the metals needed for the temple. His flames were hotter than any human forge, allowing for the creation of intricate and durable metalwork for the temple's doors, hinges, and sacred artifacts. Beelzebul, known for his ability to cause earthquakes, used his power to clear the ground and level the foundation. The earth trembled under his command, creating a stable base for the temple. Asmodeus, with his immense strength, lifted and placed the massive stones that formed the temple walls. No human could match his power, and he moved the stones as if they were mere pebbles. Ornias, the demon of knowledge and craftsmanship, carved intricate designs and symbols into the stone and wood, ensuring that every piece of the temple was adorned with beauty and meaning. Beelzebul, a demon with control over the winds, was tasked with transporting materials from distant lands. He summoned powerful gusts to carry precious woods, gold, and other materials to the construction site. Despite the demon's abilities, the construction was not without its challenges. Each day brought new obstacles that tested Solomon's wisdom and leadership. Some of the demons, resentful of their servitude, attempted to sabotage the construction. Stones placed by Asmodeus would mysteriously shift out of alignment overnight, and materials transported by Beelzebul would disappear mid-flight. Solomon, however, remained vigilant. He used his ring to communicate directly with each demon, ensuring that their tasks were carried out faithfully and correcting any misalignments with his own hands, if necessary. The elements themselves seemed to conspire against the building of the temple. Sudden storms threatened to wash away the foundation, and the earth trembled with unnatural earthquakes. Solomon called upon Beelzebul to control the quakes and Beelzebul to calm the winds and rain. Through these efforts, the construction continued unabated. As the temple neared completion, Solomon faced the greatest challenge yet, the test of faith. The archangel Michael appeared before him, warning that the use of demonic powers had drawn the ire of heaven. Solomon's faith was tested, as he had to prove that his actions were for the glory of the Lord and not for his own gain. Solomon prayed for guidance and offered sacrifices, seeking divine forgiveness for any transgressions. In a vision, he was assured that his path was righteous, and the temple would stand as a testament to his faith and wisdom. Solomon's determination and the combined powers of the demons ensured that the temple was completed. Each demon, despite their initial resistance, grew to respect Solomon's unwavering commitment to his task. The final structure stood as a marvel of architecture and a symbol of divine glory. As the temple's doors were opened for the first time, Solomon stood before the gathered people of Israel and declared, "This house is for the glory of the Lord, built by the hands of men and beings beyond our world. May it stand as a beacon of faith and wisdom for generations to come." The demons, having fulfilled their purpose, were banished back to their realms, bound by Solomon's ring, never to harm humanity again. The temple, a symbol of human and supernatural cooperation, stood as a testament to Solomon's wisdom, faith, and unyielding resolve. With the completion of the temple, King Solomon turned his focus to documenting his extraordinary experiences. He recognized that his interactions with the demons were not merely for the construction of the temple, but were also a source of immense wisdom and insight into the nature of good and evil. Solomon began by meticulously recording every detail of his encounters with the demons. He described each demon's appearance, abilities, and the role they played in the construction of the temple. He wrote about their initial resistance, their attempts at sabotage, and ultimately, their reluctant cooperation. He included his conversations with the demons, noting their grudges, fears, and motivations. Solomon's writings revealed a deeper understanding of these supernatural beings, portraying them not just as evil entities but as complex creatures with their own histories and reasons for their actions. Solomon compiled his writings into a comprehensive manuscript known as the Testament of Solomon. This testament served multiple purposes. It documented the construction of the temple and the supernatural forces involved, preserving this knowledge for future generations. The testament provided insights into the nature of sin, redemption, and the power of faith. It emphasized the importance of wisdom and divine guidance in overcoming evil. It contained instructions on how to summon, bind, and control demons. Solomon included detailed descriptions of the rituals, incantations, and the use of his magical ring. This was intended to protect future generations from demonic influences and misuse of such power. Through his encounters with the demons, Solomon gained profound insights into human nature, morality, and the divine. Each demon taught him a unique lesson. From Ornias, Solomon learned about the destructive and transformative power of fire. He understood that fire, like many forces in life, could be both a creator and a destroyer. It symbolized the duality of nature and the need for balance. Beelzebul's control over earthquakes taught Solomon about the foundations of faith. Just as the temple required a strong foundation, so did his spiritual and moral beliefs. Without a solid foundation, everything built upon it would crumble. Asmodeus' strength and rebellious nature highlighted the importance of discipline and control. Solomon realized that unchecked power could lead to chaos, and true strength lay in mastering oneself. Ornias' craftsmanship and knowledge underscored the value of wisdom and skill. Solomon saw that beauty and order in the world were achieved through knowledge and meticulous effort. The power of the winds, controlled by Beelzebul, represented the unseen forces that influence life. Solomon learned to respect and harness these forces, acknowledging the presence of both visible and invisible influences in the world. As Solomon completed the Testament of Solomon, he reflected on the journey that had brought him to this point. He realized that his wisdom was not merely the accumulation of knowledge, but the understanding of how to apply it for the greater good. He had faced and overcome great challenges, guided by his faith and the divine. Solomon's writings became a source of guidance for future generations, offering both practical advice and spiritual wisdom. Through the Testament of Solomon, the wisdom he had gained was immortalized, ensuring that his legacy would endure long after his reign had ended. The day had finally arrived. After years of meticulous planning, hard work, and supernatural assistance, the grand temple of the Lord was complete. The people of Israel gathered in Jerusalem to witness and celebrate this monumental achievement, a testament to their faith and their king's wisdom. The celebration was a grand affair, filled with joy, reverence, and awe. The streets of Jerusalem were adorned with banners and flowers. Musicians played melodious tunes on lyres, harps, and trumpets, creating an atmosphere of festivity and reverence. King Solomon, dressed in regal robes, stood at the forefront, his heart swelling with pride and humility. He had invited dignitaries, priests, and citizens from across the land to join in this historic occasion. The high priest, adorned in sacred vestments, led the procession toward the temple, carrying the Ark of the Covenant. As the Ark was placed in the Holy of Holies, a hush fell over the crowd. Solomon raised his hands and began to speak. "Behold, the house of the Lord, built with the hands of men and the aid of divine beings. This temple stands as a beacon of our faith, our perseverance, and the boundless wisdom granted by the Almighty." The people responded with cheers and hymns of praise, their voices rising to the heavens. Solomon then offered sacrifices and prayers, dedicating the temple to the service of God. The smoke of the offerings ascended, and the presence of the Lord filled the temple in the form of a radiant cloud, signifying divine approval. As the festivities continued, Solomon took a moment to reflect on the journey that had brought him to this day. He thought about the challenges faced and overcome, the wisdom gained, and the divine help that had been crucial in the completion of the temple. Solomon knew that without the aid of the demons, bound and directed by his ring, the construction of the temple would have been an impossible task. Each demon had played a critical role, their unique abilities harnessed for the glory of God. He reflected on how he had turned potential threats into invaluable allies, using his wisdom and divine favor to achieve what no other could. The construction of the temple had been a test of Solomon's wisdom, faith, and leadership. He had navigated through sabotage, natural disasters, and divine trials, emerging stronger and wiser. The experiences had taught him the importance of balance, discipline, and the profound interconnectedness of all things. His wisdom was not just in knowledge, but in understanding and applying that knowledge for the greater good. In his heart, Solomon knew that the temple was more than a physical structure. It was a symbol of human and divine cooperation, a testament to what could be achieved when wisdom and faith guided one's actions. He hoped that future generations would look upon the temple and be inspired to seek wisdom, pursue righteousness, and have unwavering faith in the divine. As night fell and the celebrations continued under the starlit sky, Solomon stood at the entrance of the temple, watching his people rejoice. He felt a deep sense of fulfillment and gratitude. The temple was complete, a shining beacon of faith and wisdom, and a lasting legacy of his reign. With the temple complete and his reign marked by peace and prosperity, King Solomon turned his focus to another important task, ensuring that the knowledge and wisdom he had gained would not be lost to time. He understood the importance of sharing his experiences and teachings so that future generations could benefit from his insights and continue to walk the path of righteousness. Solomon often pondered the fleeting nature of life and the importance of leaving a lasting legacy. He knew that his experiences, particularly his interactions with the supernatural and the wisdom he had gained, were too valuable to be kept solely within his mind. He made a deliberate decision to document his knowledge comprehensively and to teach those around him. Solomon declared, "Wisdom unshared is wisdom lost. The lessons I have learned must be preserved and passed on, for they are the foundation upon which our future shall be built." Solomon gathered his most trusted scribes and advisors, individuals who had proven their loyalty and capability over the years. Among them were Azariah, the chief scribe, known for his meticulous attention to detail, and Beniah, the head of Solomon's council, whose wisdom and leadership were unmatched. In a series of sessions, Solomon began to impart his knowledge. He recounted his encounters with the demons, the construction of the temple, and the insights he had gained. He taught them about the rituals and incantations used to summon and control the demons, emphasizing the importance of using this knowledge wisely and ethically. Solomon also shared his reflections on morality, faith, and the nature of divine justice. He spoke of the importance of balance, the need for strong foundations in both physical and spiritual endeavors, and the value of understanding and mastering one's own strengths and weaknesses. Each lesson was carefully documented by the scribes, ensuring that every detail was preserved accurately. Solomon encouraged open discussions, allowing his advisors to ask questions and delve deeper into the complexities of his teachings. Understanding the fragility of written records, Solomon took multiple steps to ensure his wisdom would endure. Solomon ordered that multiple copies of his writings and teachings be made. These copies were distributed to various libraries and temples throughout the kingdom, ensuring that even if one set of documents was lost, the knowledge would survive elsewhere. A set of the most critical and sensitive writings was placed in a secret archive within the temple, accessible only to the highest-ranking priests and scholars. This archive was protected by both physical and magical means, ensuring its preservation through the ages. Solomon also understood the power of oral tradition. He trained a select group of scholars and priests to memorize key aspects of his teachings, ensuring that the wisdom could be passed down verbally if the written records were ever destroyed. To cultivate a culture of learning and wisdom, Solomon established schools and centers of learning throughout his kingdom. These institutions were tasked with teaching not only the practical skills needed for governance and daily life, but also the deeper philosophical and spiritual insights that Solomon had gained. The Testament of Solomon was preserved as a sacred text, studied by future generations of scholars, priests, and kings. It served as both a practical manual and a spiritual guide, its teachings woven into the very fabric of the kingdom's culture and governance. As he grew older, Solomon found solace in the knowledge that his wisdom would outlive him. He had laid the foundations for a legacy that would endure through the ages, guiding his people and countless future generations toward a path of righteousness, wisdom, and faith. King Solomon's reign became the golden age of Israel, marked by unprecedented peace, prosperity, and wisdom. His actions, particularly the construction of the temple and the creation of the Testament of Solomon, left an indelible mark on history. The impact of his wisdom and the lessons he imparted continued to influence future generations, shaping the moral and spiritual fabric of his people. The influence of Solomon's actions and the Testament of Solomon was profound and far-reaching. The temple Solomon built became the spiritual heart of Israel. It was a place of worship, a symbol of divine presence, and a testament to the faith and devotion of the people. The temple rituals and practices, many inspired by Solomon's insights, reinforced a sense of community and continuity. The schools and centers of learning established by Solomon thrived, fostering a culture of intellectual and spiritual growth. Scholars and scribes continued to study his writings, expanding on his teachings and ensuring that his wisdom was not only preserved, but also evolved over time. The Testament of Solomon became a foundational text in these institutions, offering practical guidance and deep philosophical insights. Solomon's teachings on morality, justice, and the balance between power and wisdom were ingrained in the governance of Israel. Future kings and leaders drew inspiration from his example, striving to rule with the same wisdom and integrity. The principles outlined in the Testament of Solomon provided a moral compass, guiding leaders in making just and ethical decisions. The temple and its magnificent architecture inspired a flourishing of art and culture. Craftsmen, artists, and musicians found new ways to express their faith and creativity, leading to a renaissance of cultural achievements. The stories of Solomon's wisdom and his encounters with the supernatural became popular themes in literature and art, enriching the cultural heritage of the people. The practical knowledge contained in the Testament of Solomon, particularly the rituals and incantations for summoning and controlling demons, became an invaluable tool for protecting the kingdom. Priests and scholars used this knowledge to defend against malevolent forces, ensuring the safety and well-being of the people. Solomon's legacy also included a nuanced understanding of the balance between good and evil. His encounters with demons and his ability to harness their powers for constructive purposes highlighted several key insights. Solomon recognized that many forces in the world possessed both constructive and destructive potential. Fire could forge metal or raise cities. Winds could carry seeds or bring storms. His wisdom lay in understanding and harnessing these dualities for the greater good. Through his interactions with the demons, Solomon learned that even beings of darkness had the capacity for redemption and transformation. By binding and guiding them, he turned their destructive powers into forces for creation and construction. This lesson emphasized the potential for growth and change within all beings. Solomon's legacy underscored the importance of human responsibility in maintaining the balance between good and evil. His wisdom was a reminder that individuals must use their knowledge and power ethically, always striving for righteousness and justice. Throughout his life, Solomon's faith and divine guidance were the bedrock of his wisdom. He taught that true understanding came from a deep connection with the divine, and that faith was essential in navigating the complexities of good and evil. As future generations looked back on Solomon's life and teachings, they saw a legacy of profound wisdom, moral integrity, and spiritual insight. His actions and the testament of Solomon continued to inspire and guide them, reminding them of the enduring power of wisdom and faith in overcoming the challenges of life. In the end, Solomon's legacy was not just the temple or his writings, but the enduring spirit of inquiry, justice, and faith that he instilled in his people. His life was a testament to the transformative power of wisdom, and his teachings remained a guiding light for all who sought to walk the path of righteousness. If you enjoyed today's video, I invite you to join our growing community by subscribing to my channel. This is where you will learn about hidden scriptures and texts that are not part of the Bible. We also go over canonical texts and scriptures. If you do decide to subscribe, make sure to turn on your notifications so you never miss a video, just like this one.